Everybody, you just missed a beautiful sunset. Here's the aftermath. But the tour starts in 8 or 9 minutes and the lights will come on along lots of cherry trees. So it's going to be lovely that you guys have this little aftermath here. How are you all? Hi, Sarah and the girls. Oh, I hope your travels are going well. Hi, Nicola, Sharon, Tarek and the Bears, Jane, Lynn, Anita, Hillary. Hi, Evelyn. Hi. We have this mysterious little look at Japan at kind of dusk right now. We've got 8 official minutes until the tour starts. So this is officially a Q&A for 8 minutes if you would like that. I just thought you might like to see just before the sun goes down. It goes down pretty fast here in Japan. Yeah, so Rafi. I love your kitty cat picture. Tarek and the Bears, you said it's your last day at work. Congratulations, I guess, if it was a choice. If it wasn't a choice, sorry. Hi, Dawn. I quite like Tari. Evelyn accidentally said, hi, Tari. I think it's nice, cute. Hi, Gregory. Hi, Dawn. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, the cloud. Are you she says, look at that cloud. Are you referring to the puffiness of the tree or the lovely cloud? Oh, very nice. We've got the first question of Q&A hour. Q&A 8 minutes. Lynn says, what got you into being a Heygo guide? Good question. My friend Hiro. Hiro has a cafe in Nara called Cafe Wakakusa. He says the same birthday as me, the 14th of July. And he is Japanese and loves Japan. And he about a year and a half ago, he said, Kendall, you've got to join this Heygo. He said, it's from Bristol, just like you, and it's amazing. You've got to join Heygo. And I'm like, oh, Hero, I'm so busy. I don't know if I can squeeze it in. And then eventually, after the Christmas madness was finished, I was like, okay, I'm going to watch a couple tours. And then I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to apply. And then Heygo was like, okay, you can be a guide. And then here I am. Here I am. Only a 6-month contract, Tarek. That's a shame, isn't it? I imagine you wanted more than that. I expect. I don't know. Hi, MW and Marit. Nice to see you. Hi, Lethargy. It's so nice to see you guys. And look at all the little British flags in there. I love it. British and England-based flags in your names and your emojis. I'm from the UK too. You know, I like a little bit of home. So the sunlight is disappearing, but maybe you guys are going to get some cute pictures as it's disappearing. And we can go train spotting down below. We've got 5 more minutes until the tour is going to start. And then I'm going to take you for a nice walk. So if you have any questions for me as the tour is starting, you're welcome. This is Q&A 5 minutes. Oh, Tarek and the Bears say, I would love a permanent job. I'm sorry, lovely. That sucks, doesn't it? That does suck. Oh, Lynn says the same. Mine is year contract by year contract, but the chances of it renewing are pretty high. But it is still an unstable life, isn't it? And I mean, I'm freelance, so it's about as unstable as you can get. Yeah, the sky is really beautiful. I just got some incredible, not postcards, I got actual pictures. You guys can get some little postcards here. Hi, Melinda. Nice to see you. Hi, Joanne. Any questions, anybody? Just waiting a little, 4 more minutes. I haven't done a surprise tour in so long. I had a surprise tour set to do for you on Sunday last week, but just calamity ensued. It was not so good at all. And maybe you guys couldn't have come anyway. You guys might have been asleep. Sharon says, what's been your favourite tour that you've done? Well, one comes to mind is just bringing absolute glee, and it just delighted all of the voyagers. And the retention span of everyone was just amazing. The attention and retention was just amazing. And that was going to the Arashiyama Orgel Museum, Orugaru. Hakubutsukan, and that was a music box and automaton museum. It was quite something. It was really, really special. Lynn says, what's the weirdest funny moment that happened during one of your tours? Well, this morning someone told me my bottom was poking out, but luckily I'm wearing a kind of long undershort, but I think that might be what they saw. So that was something. There are some exceptionally funny things that have happened that have had me in stitches. I'll see if I can recall them as we go. Oh, Dawn was just in Seoul. I imagine on a tour, not doing a jet setting titty bang bang over that way. And then saw my tour popped up. So yay, I'm glad you guys are here. Gimbal spider on the tour. Yeah, that was yesterday. There was a little spider. Oh my goodness, all of the eyes. I've still got pictures to show you guys of that. That was quite something. In fact, I should upload the pictures to the tour that I do next of that on Thursday next week. My Thursday, probably your... it might be a bit too late if you're in the UK or Europe, I'm afraid. It might be a bit too late for you. But if you're in America or Canada, then, or something like that, or if you're in Asia or the Pacific, then you'll be fine for it. You can come to my, what's it called? Azuchi Castle Ruins Blossom Tour again. That would be lovely. Yeah, I noticed. Was it with Kiera? Were you watching blossoms or seeing blossoms with Kiera in Seoul? That looked very lovely. Hi, Jilly. Lovely. Nice to see you. We're having a little Q&A for a moment. Let me see what else was funny. With Haley. Oh, very nice. That's very nice. So I wonder if you guys are excited. I'll be taking you to, this is intel right now. I'm going to take you to not only the UK this year and all over the UK to many, many cities. I'm also going to take you to Dubai. Yes, I'll meet up with Ashfaq. I haven't announced that publicly yet, so this is for you. And I'm going to go to Singapore as well. So, of course, I'm going to take my gimbal, as long as no one steals it along the way. Wow! So it should be cool, right? Yeah, I'm really excited. Obviously, a bit of an aficionado of the UK, so I hope I can show you some excellent places. I think there's going to be about 10 cities on my list for places I'm already visiting, so I'll be taking you guys, hoping to recoup a little bit of the money because the cost is astronomical. I can't even, and we won't even talk about that right now, but I'm super excited to take you to so many places. It should be cool. Big ooh. So you guys are going to be like, how did Kendall get on this time zone? Why is she looking at things that look so British? We've got 1 minute until the tour starts, guys. That will be in July and August, I take you there. With any luck, I'll be allowed to take you to a British festival, I wonder. Thank you. I've got my lovely sponsors here, Laurie and Sharon. And I think I saw Gregory and Lynn have popped in. Maybe Joanne and Sarah and the girls. Thank you so much. Of course, Tarek and the Bears said Bristol. Of course. Right, me, Babs, I'm from Bristol. Of course I'm taking you down to Bristol. Also, I'm going to take my mask off in a second, but there's a heap of little bugs around me. So actually, I'm going to utilize this mask wearing. I'm going to utilize it a little bit. Thanks. Hi, Richard. Nice to see you. Go to Heygo Mecca. Heygo Mecca. That's where I'm from. Yeah, the Mecca. Shall I do the pilgrimage to Bristol? That's funny, isn't it? All right, lovelies. Hello, Jilly. Thank you very much for the tip. I really appreciate that. Any tips will buy my dinner. I hope, if I get close enough to, maybe I need about 6 tips to buy my dinner, but that would be lovely. Thank you very much, anybody. Cut that person. Sorry, cut that person out of my stream. I'm sure she didn't really want to be in it. She also looked really familiar when she turned back to me. Hello, Ginny. Welcome. Nice to see you. We've got a little 25-minute tour here, and we're going to go check the illuminations of the cherry blossoms. We've just watched the sun go down fantastically. It's been glorious. I got the prime of it in my own photographs, which I'm glad of, because often I don't get photographs of this kind of thing, do I? So nice to see you. Hello, Sheila, as well. Lovely to see you all. We just had a little Q&A and asked a few interesting questions, which was nice. And I just spilled the beans. The beans are that I'm not only going to the UK this year to about 10 different cities, but of course I'm going to go on a pilgrimage to the UK, to Bristol, where I'm from, and the Mecca of Heygo, where Heygo is also from. But I'm also going to go to Dubai, going to see Ashfaq, and I'm also going to go to Singapore. I think we've got a lovely guide in Singapore, maybe Ahmed, if I'm correct. Not quite sure. Thank you, Laurie, for the tip. Thanks for contributing to my dinner time. Jilly says, it has been so cold in Scotland, my cherry blossom doesn't even have buds obvious on it yet. That's a shame, I'm so sorry. So what we're going to do, maybe we can warm it up. Maybe this can warm the cherry blossom tree up. We'll see what happens. So we're going to have a little hanami session. We're going to do a nice walk down one way and then a walk down the other way. Are you going to come in Singapore? Come to Singapore. You're in Singapore, of course, Richard. I'll only be there for a day. I wonder if we can arrange it, if you'd see me. Yes, lovely. It'd be very cool to do a little meet-up in Singapore, wouldn't it? That would be the end. That would be the end of my my touring session for my break. That'd be my return home, one stop before home. So yeah, let's get to Singapore. We got the moon up here. Say hello, moon. Da-da-da-da-da. So I hope you guys have got your postcard fingers ready. I haven't done a surprise tour since who knows when. I had a minor calamity the other day when I tried to do a surprise tour in Nara. That is now officially up on Instagram. So if you want to know what on earth happened to me and why I couldn't possibly have done a tour that day, then you can check that out on Instagram. Here we've got the walkway and the bicycle way. Excuse me for realigning the gimbal just there. Let's go have a look. I'm going to go down the walkway because I've left my wheels at home. I will need a super journal, and you know what I'll do? I'll most certainly have, I can take this off now. Hello, everybody. I'll most certainly have everyone's signatures in my book, I think. I've got to collect all of your signatures, collect a little drawing of each of you. It could be a legacy. Of course, it will be a pilgrimage to the UK to go and see everybody. Yeah, I'd love to meet Richard, and if he'll allow, I've already requested a hug would be super awesome. He's been so helpful on my tours. Yes, it'll be just like Hero's Toilet. If anyone doesn't know what that means, it might look like Ginny's being quite rude there. Yeah, your tours will be just like Hero's Toilet. But, yeah. I'll be in Bristol at a few points, Gilly, but I'll have you, if you don't mind, just a little wait until I sort some things out. About 12 weeks before I leave, I can purchase my advance tickets. And then you'll start to see a whole list of Heygo tours go up. You can see when I'm going to be in the area. And if you would like to, meet up with me and you think you can make it work, that would be great. I'm also going to release a YouTube video in the next month that just sort of talks about the expenses I'm going through, because it's more than common because of the time, not because of the time I'm going, but because of this year and the gas prices being so high. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit and talk about what people can do to help me. It doesn't mean I'm going to ask for money, but it does mean I'm going to ask for pints and food, basically. And I'm going to ask for people to be coming to me rather than expecting me to adventure to them. Julie says she can see a whole host of voyagers swarming down to Bristol. All right, me Babs, I'll totally be happy to welcome you down to Bristol. We'll have a great time and I'll chat in Bristolian English and I'll teach you a few things, all right? Like Gert Lash. That sounds Gert Lash. So we can have a wonderful time speaking Bristolian English and not really knowing what on earth's going on. So you're right, me Babs? How does that sound? So does anyone recognise where we are? We are in a little different location, but we have been here before. Do you know? Oh, nice. You've been to the Bristolian festivals. Well, guess where I'm going first, guys? I'm going to Kendal. I'm going to Kendal Calling. It has literally called me. I booked my tickets and I thought, on the off chance, I'm just going to check. Is Kendal calling? Does it still have tickets left? And is it at the same time? And it is. So this baby's going up towards north of Manchester, up into the Lake District. So yeah, you said, am I going to Manchester or Liverpool? Kind of, but I don't really know. I don't really know who I can get meeting me where, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's going to be cool. On my list of places to go, Winchester is on it because it's one of my favourite cities in the whole of the UK. I'll be going to Portsmouth, Southampton, Worthing, Ilfracombe, maybe Exmouth, maybe, what's the name of it? Let me think. Norwich, maybe Norwich, and quite a few other places. So we'll see. Cambridge is not on my list, I'm afraid. But yeah, thinking of mint cake, that's where the mint cakes come from. So we've got loads of lovely blossoms to admire. I'm just going to come up to a few more in a second. But if anyone hasn't worked it out just yet, then where we are is the same place that the food festival I take you to is from. This is Kusatsu. I can't remember the name of the park right now, so bear with me. There's a sign somewhere, but I've lost it because I was just so excited to come and show you the blossoms here. It is 25 past 6 p.m., which means that we're catching the bit of the illumination where the sky is still blue and the blossoms are still pinkish. But in about 10 minutes, I think we're going to experience it in basically pure blackness because the sun just goes down so quickly in Japan. Although with springtime coming, it has changed a little bit. So yeah, let's go and admire these blossoms. And I guess it's kind of casual, so we're all having a nice chat about what's what in the world coming up. Jilly says, come to Scotland. I've already looked at it, lovely Jilly, but the whole trip is going to cost me more than a quarter of an annual income. And I don't earn that much, which is why it can be so much. But I can't make Scotland. I was going to try and fly from Scotland, actually. But yeah, it's shocking. But I'm going to save that for the YouTube video because it gets me a little bit overwhelmed because it's a bit too much to deal with. So yeah. Miss Kendall on tour, exactly. Miss Kendall on tour, part 1, 2, 3, 4. So many ones. And I'll be traveling for a full month in total. But about 5 of those days will be spent literally on a plane. So that's no good. That's no good, is it? You were a fish. Yeah, so there has to be some kind of washroom reference on my tours. I like it. I'll see what I can do. So here we are in Kusatsujuku, the meeting point of the Tokaido and Nakasendo roads. Now, you probably know of the Tokaido Road. It's one of the famous silk roads, which is quite wonderful. It's not a full history tour, so I'm not going to go reading that today. What we're doing is making the most of the lovely blossoms. Of course, the lighting is a little bit low, so I'm going to try and keep walking slowly. Hanami is the experience of enjoying the blossoms. You can usually do that by having a picnic underneath them. You can just walk underneath them. You can drink a beer underneath them. So, I like a good old snack tour. In my bag, we've got a nice little treat for me at the end of it. I'll show you in a sec. Dawn says Durham's great for a tour. I'm sure it is lovely, but I'm going to be bank broken before I've even got started. So we'll just see. We'll just see what I can do. And yes, Julie, I will be travelling alone. And thank you for wording it like that. A lot of people have said, is Rio going? And I'm like, I'm going, and it's so much effort and so much money. So please be happy I'm going. Just me this time. But next year, after myself and my partner get married, we'll be able to arrange a honeymoon that way, because he's got a dream, and it's not to marry me. His dream is to go and sit in a pub in the UK drinking Guinness alone by himself at the end of the bar. As the delivery came earlier, that's nostalgic for me. We say natsukashi in Japanese. Nostalgic, the fact that you're getting a supermarket delivery from a supermarket I remember. Now, let me tell you some lovely things about this. What sounds so sad, lovely? Lynn says, that sounds so sad. What sounds so sad? There's a lot of things that suck, but ultimately, goodness, it's all good. It's all good. Oh, that sounds so sad. Jilly says there's alcohol-free Guinness now, which sounds so odd. I'm just kidding. I'm not about peer pressure. If you want alcohol-free anything, you go ahead. Ginny says no point. I beg to differ, because if I'm ever having a baby, you'll find me on that non-alcoholic stuff. Are you saying it's so sad that that's funny. You guys are saying it's so sad that Rio's dream is to drink alone at the end of the bar. I don't think so. I think there's a wonderful something in having it in you to have a drink alone. And it's quite special, actually. I'm not going to say I've taken to it because I don't want you guys to worry about me. But for example, after this tour is finished, or partway before the end of it, I'm going to put a beer in my bag, and I'm going to walk alone, and I'm going to enjoy it, because all of my friends live in different cities in Japan. I can't just wait for everybody. There's a massive danger whenever I meet a friend for a drink that it's going to be 20 drinks and then I'm going to get lost on a train who knows where. So it's much better that I just have 1 or 2 by myself occasionally. So it's not so bad. Yeah, Sharon says, I love having the confidence to sit alone in a bar or restaurant. It's very freeing. And that's what I'll do after. I saw Evelyn just left me a tip, so thank you very much. All of your tips are contributing towards my dinner tonight, so I do appreciate that. I'll even post picture evidence, and I'll make sure it's not a liquid one. Don't you worry. Yeah, Tarek in the Bear says it's lovely having a coffee on your own and people watching. Richard says alcohol-free spirits and cocktails are becoming a trend here. I see it. It is good. It is good. Yeah. Laurie says, congratulations. At least let us see a video of it at some point, unless you want to keep it private, which would be completely understandable. What is the it in question, Laurie? Please explain. Yeah, Jilly says the cherry blossoms look marvelous at night. I'm just going to walk away from the businessman and then I'm going to explain what was going on. I'm loving it. Oh, thank you, Nicola. That's very kind. The wedding. Well, I'm afraid, if you'd like, I'll teach you a little bit about how a Japanese wedding goes down. I'll explain that in a little bit. Just bear with me a moment. Check your messages. So the chat is a bit strange these days. It's a bit confusing. When you click upwards, it goes in all kinds of directions since the update. Ginny says, I do most things alone. I like that. Me in Japan now, I do too. And I love it so much. Before I came to Japan, I actually traveled around the UK just a little bit. All the places I wished I could have gone, that my last partner was like, no, it's hassle. No. I was like, fine, we've broken up. I'm going to Penzance. Catch you later. So I had a great time just traveling around by myself, and it's the most freeing. Me and my partner here in Japan, we live far away from each other. By your standards, it might not be. If you guys are in the UK, you might think it's pretty far, which it is. It's 100 kilometers. And considering when I was younger, I used to think living 30 minutes walk away was a big deal. We live a 1 hour from where he lives, his house right now with his family is 3 trains away, which is a bit of a pain, and the best part of 2 hours, as well as the money. But the money isn't too bad for that. But yeah, so sometimes he'll be in a bar in Osaka, I'll be in a bar somewhere in wherever I am, and we'll both separately alone have a drink together. We'll both be messaging each other while we do that, and it's quite lovely, I think. I like it. Tarek and the Bears say, I do all my own concert, theatre, art and gallery things all alone. Barbara, hello, nice to see you. Yeah, I think it's not so bad. And I think it takes it's a bit of a skill to have the confidence to go and do things by yourself. I've got to say, the little seed of it that I was growing by doing a little bit of traveling alone in the UK was really accentuated when I came to Japan. Because in Japan, people everywhere go and get lunch and dinner and things all by themselves. And it's really normal. They go to the cinema by themselves and everything. And it's just a whole new feeling. And I really love it. Yeah, this tree is really something. I'm hoping you guys are getting some incredible postcards here. This differentiation between the white and the blue in the background and the shadow. It's got to be painted, hasn't it? It's got to be painted. Let me see if I can grab myself a screenshot version of a postcard there. Gorgeous. I can hear lots of bats in the distance, I think. I want to make sure I tell you, the smell of the blossoms is very nice. I'm going to try and go down over here, maybe up on the other side, and we'll see what's what. Hi, Barbara and Sue. Nice to see you. Thank you so much, Nicola, for leaving a tip. Hi, V. Welcome, lovely. I'm so pleased I did this tour. My friend's like, you have to go to Kusatsu. You have to go and see these blossoms. It's quite close to where I live, just 2 stops rather. And I've always wanted to see the blossoms because this is where I come for the food festival that I show you guys. And yeah, we've got a sweet week of blossoms, but I'll be all over the place for that. However, on Sunday, I'm doing something mammoth. I'm doing a 12-hour tour. I'm hoping it goes well. We'll see what happens. I'm sure there'll be hiccups and funny things that happen along the way, but I'm going to start it in this park. So yeah, please join me for the start at very least if you're able to. For some of you, it might be midnight or just after. But if you want to root for me, cheerleader me on, and then when you wake up later, you can see where I'm still at. You might have a nice time. Richard, Jane, they always travel alone. And Ginny says, what were the men saying? So those were businessmen, and they had little boxes of food in their bags, and they had a little bit of a little drunken face on them, if you ask me. And they were inquiring as to where they should sit. And they had to sit underneath a cherry blossom tree because that is the Hanami way. And so they were saying, should we sit here? This tree looks great. So they chose it for the tree, which was really funny because we all looked down on the ground, and the ground looked kind of not spacious and a little bit fully backwardsy. Let me give you an example of some of the ground. This guy doesn't have wheels, but he's running on the bicycle section. And might be a business person himself. But can you imagine if 4 businessmen went to sit on this little bit? It's just not really thick enough. So that's what they did. And so I was having a little giggle at the fact that they're like, no, we can't sit there. We should go and sit somewhere else. Yeah, Laurie says it's good that you to do your own things separately if you both like it. We love doing things together too, of course. It's lovely, but can't always be the way. And I don't think one should just sit inside waiting for another person to be free. You should just do what you want to do. So I quite like it up high, but there are no blossoms down low, but maybe we could go on over to the other side. I said this tour can be 25 minutes long, so we've got just under 10 minutes left, but I hope you're getting some lovely postcards, and I don't get to take my own postcards during the tour, so if you guys are able to share any of these, I would be delighted. That would be really nice. Let's have a little walk through this garden. So normally we got to go down this way. I've just seen the trees are lit up different colours. Okay, let's go down. My friend told me the trees are illuminated in different colours. So let me see what I can do. Let's go up high, and then we'll go over to the purple trees. Are you guys ready for purple trees? I think it might not be blossom trees, but they're next to blossom trees. So let's go ahead and do that. Hi, Evelyn. Hi, Hayward. Nice to see you guys. It's been lovely having a chat with you guys and talking about a bit of the future. And I told you I'll tell you what a Japanese wedding is like. First of all, let me explain what a Japanese marriage is like. You might find it to be quite funny. I found it to be surprisingly funny when I learned. At first I thought it's so sad, and then I thought it doesn't matter, and then I thought it's quite funny. Sharon needs purple trees. Don't worry, I'm taking you back round this way. We're gonna go see the purple trees, and then I'm gonna crack this cherry blossom beer I have in my bag. I'm gonna show you that. But please note that everyone's sitting under the trees and having a nice time. It's lovely, isn't it? Okay, it's a little bit darker over this side, so bear with me if your postcards are a bit blurry for a second. But you can see little dabs of purple in the background, so I think you'll agree it will be worth it. So, if you plan to get married in Japan, well, for starters, for a foreign person and a Japanese person, it's a bit difficult. So I can't just do it very simply, unfortunately. Thank you, Richard. But don't worry, by the way, I'm going to slow down over here in a second. I know it's a bit blurry as I walk in the dark. Basically, you just go and sign things at the registry office. You don't even need both of you there, or at least not if you're both Japanese, you don't. So you just basically take the other's passport or something, some kind of documents, and you just go. And it's just done. You sign a few things. And he'd be like, I got married today. Oh, why? Basically, I had a student once that was in my lesson. I said, what did you do today? And he said, oh, I got married. And I said, why are you at an English lesson? And he said, it's just getting married. Like, we just got married. And I said, where is your wife? And because it's in Japan, so I could assume it was a wife. She's a wife, and she is a wife. He said, she's at work. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what is her job? And he said, she's a nurse. And I'm like, okay, that's why she's at work. And I said, how did you get married if she's at work? And he said, oh, I took her documents to the registry office today, or to the city hall. And I said, okay, do you have champagne for later? He's like, no. I'm like, what? This is totally different from in the UK. It's totally different from what I know. Why are you just going to sign paper? There's no ceremony. There's no love. Do you love each other? He went, yeah. Not like in any ceremonious way. Just, yeah, we love each other. Oh, there's a little puffy doggy behind me. Bear with me a second. I think they do need our witness. Some people have suggested that you do. For foreign people, it's a little bit different. But basically, they have a wedding ceremony at a totally different time. In fact, it could be a year's difference. It could even be 2 years difference, especially with coronavirus. It can change quite a lot. But yeah, they just get married in a paperwork way, and then they have a wedding, probably, maybe. And these days, it will either be a traditional Japanese one, or it will be a Western style one, or it could just be a party, I guess, which is more likely what we'd have. We might have a little family ceremony, because to be honest, if I get a little chance to wear a kimono, that's going to be pretty cool, isn't it? Especially a wedding one. I can't imagine anything cuter and more expensive, but we'll see. And people ask things like, would your family come? I would not ask my family to come. I would not ask my friends to come. And I would use that as a very good excuse to be allowed a live stream of my wedding. So we'll see what happens. It would just be astronomically expensive. It doesn't align with my sustainability goals, and it doesn't align with my how I care about other people's pockets. And although I love Japan and other people love me in Japan, that doesn't mean my friends and family have it strongly on their radar. My friends, yes, to be in Japan, so I can't just ask for the astronomical cost. And it's getting to be more and more these days. Ginny's going to come and stream it. Yeah, girl, please come and stream it. I would love that. That would be amazing. That would be so cool. Now let's have a look. These trees are going to change colour. They're not blossom trees, but they're still pretty. Please enjoy those while I just check a little bit. Check some of your messages. So the chat's a little bit strange when I go upwards. Let me see. Went to Japan on my own in Korea, 2019. Lovely. Got some wow, that tree, travel alone. Or the men saying, they're saying, let's have a picnic. Yeah, save a ton of money, for sure. But they still have a ceremony ultimately. Yes, Evelyn, I would have loved to show you that puffy dog, but it's a little bit close to me, so it just felt a little bit rude. But I wanted to. Please know, puffy dog was near me. It was very sweet. So, let me see. Purple is coming back. Same here. Couples registered officially first to have a formal ceremony or celebrations later. Here's your purple trees. Purple. It's kind of blue in this light, but it's very purple for me. I've always wanted to make my own dress, so I've got to go back to the UK to go and get my good fabric. I've got some Liberty fabric in green for some kind of, that could be my good just sign the papers kind of day dress, couldn't it? It would be cool to wear a white dress. Bit of a lie, but it would be cool to wear a white dress. And it would be cool to wear a kimono. Bit of a lie, but it would be cool to wear a kimono. Who knows? You know what? For me personally, I don't feel the need to have any official ceremonies, especially because the cost involved with that kind of thing is just so high. But what I explicitly do want, is wedding parties. Parties. So there must be as many wedding parties as possible as far as I'm concerned. And in any old city, in any old country, let's just go and have the wedding parties, bring the people, have the parties. Right? That's all I want. I want my friends together eating and drinking and having a good time. And then I can wear more dresses. Right? Heygo wedding, the tips would pay for it. Tarek and the Bears, that is a very funny comment. I can't even get Heygo tips to pay for a night bus. It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. But I like your humour there. They might do. Let's see what they come out with for all of my efforts travelling to the UK. If that touches the sides in any ways, then I might believe it. We'll see. Heygo would pay for it? I don't think so. Would you go to the UK? Of course, alcoholic drinks and non-alcoholic drinks. Water for people not drinking. Guinness for people drinking. I'm kidding. So everybody, hello Jeremy, nice to see you. We've been having a lovely chat while admiring cherry blossoms and colour changing trees, and we've basically been learning a lot about Japan in general and the culture and what I'm doing and what my plans are for the year. I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing the cherry blossoms, and the sun going down has been quite something, hasn't it? That's 25 minutes plus an extra 10 of an intro. So I hope you had a great time. And I thank you very much for the tips that contribute very kindly to my dinner. I think I'm going to go get a pizza. I did also promise you I was going to open this special beer. So 1 second. I want to show you the special beer. So just going to take you over this way. Ooh, I want a glass of dandelion and burdock. That would be cool. In Japan, we eat a lot of burdock root. And I don't say that lightly. We genuinely do. We eat a lot of burdock root. It's in salads and all kinds of other things. Excuse me while I pop you guys down. I'm going to get my little beer out. I say little beer, it's a big one. It's a big one. Are you ready? It's the last of the cherry blossom ones, actually. You know, they stopped doing things like that pretty quickly. Even Starbucks only does it for a very short while. Here we go. We have a cheaper variety, rich malt. But look, all of the designs in Japan around this kind of season change to either different fruits like peach and strawberries for winter, or they change to this kind of cherry blossom. Isn't it lovely? Not drunk. D and B for years. Love it. Does that mean not drinking? Well, that's wonderful. Everyone I know who doesn't do that loves it. Everyone I know who doesn't drink loves it. And everyone I know who drinks loves it. So as long as everyone's happy doing what they love, and they're not hurting each other or themselves, then I think it's all good, right? Oh, dandelion and burdock. Not drunk that for years. Okay. Here's the man of the hour. Hello. Hello, Rio. We've been talking about you. In English, we say, did you hear your ears burning? If your ears were burning, then that means people were talking about you. We were talking about you. So I'm going to open this lovely beer and have a little drink in a hanami way. These are not the cherry blossoms, though, but you can watch them colour changing. Nicer to have a drink with friends sometimes. Been shaking it in my bag. It's a peculiar Bristolian ASMR. Let me see. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you had a really lovely time, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Oh my goodness. Rio has started saying hello to you guys one by one. That is so sweet. So Rio wouldn't know anything about what Heygo was if it weren't for me. The same goes for my mum and my brothers, and my sister-in-law. So it's really nice to see that. Thank you so much. I hope you had a great time. I'm feeling pretty free and lovely because I've finished a 13-month contract that would have usually taken up this spell of time in my day. Cheers. So cheers to that. And I can have a little bit more free time in my life from here on out. So I'm really glad. And tonight what I'm doing is finishing painting daffodil postcards for my sponsors. So if you're my sponsor, thank you so much, and make sure I've got your address. So you can email me at kendalljames@mail.com, and make sure you just put one L in my name, okay? And then let me know your address, and I'll make sure that you get that sent to you soon, because you get seasonal handmade cards from Japan. And daffodils are my favorite. Nicola, thank you so much. Nicola says, that was so cool, thank you. And Carol says, when did you stop wearing a mask? My mask is right here. I was wearing it at the beginning of the tour because there were loads of bugs around. But we've kind of stopped wearing masks outside since the second week of March. But we're Eriko's free and happy, Adsko too, but I'm a little bit self-conscious, so I'm still wearing mine still because I'm already foreign and I want to be respectful and I don't want people to be uncomfortable. So I wear it a lot of the time. But I feel a bit more comfortable during my tours, not doing it now. Thank you so much, Sue, for the tip. And you guys have been wonderful. Thank you so much. And I'll catch you guys later. Please check out all my tours over the next days. The next 8 days I've got tours, and a lot of them are for all of your time zones. So do not miss that chance, okay? And you'll be able to share this with your friends around the world, because I'll pop it on YouTube. Check me out, linktr.ee/Miss Kendall James to see my YouTube and my Etsy, Miss Kendall James on everything. Bye.